All right, guys. Good afternoon. Exciting day. I think every year the signing day is one of my favorite days of the year because it marks a new beginning, and a new beginning for a group of young men that have elected to come and join our program. And today is a part of that celebration. It was a great day for our program. Really excited about the group of young men that we've been able to add, and I think to be able to address some of the areas of need that I think can come and impact our program immediately, but also guys that are going to enhance the depth and overall competitiveness within each position. Our emphasis in this class, we knew we wanted to continue to get more explosive. I think we were able to do that with some elite playmakers there on the offensive skill positions and in the defensive backfield. We wanted to continue to increase our size and athleticism up front on both the offense and defensive line, and then we had to get a major point of emphasis were guys that could impact the quarterback from the defensive front or outside linebacker position. I think we were able to do that at a very high level. It was unique today. We already had 14 guys that had signed or already enrolled in school, and today was a much less stressful day than previous years on signing day. But we're definitely excited about the group that we have coming in, and think we were able to address all the needs that we had, and with the right young men that truly fit our program and think will help take us to the next level. As you go through this, there's so many people that you'll help make this signing day happen. From the assistant coaches to all of our support staff, the professors there on campus that take time out of their Saturdays, all of our academic support staff. I mean, everybody that's involved in being able to present all the great things that are happening here at the University of Memphis, and and within our athletic department, and specifically our football team. To Tiger Nation, a big thank you goes out for just the excitement that's within our community. Every game day, the energy that's felt at the Liberty Bowl when these young men are taking unofficial or official visits. That's something that really helps set us apart. And it definitely plays a big role when these young men choose to come a part of a program that is progressing. That the energy that the community is behind with energy, support, and passion. So like I said, it's a great day. It's a celebration, and we're definitely excited about the group.
You're obviously your third season now recruiting here and everything. Is it getting easier to recruit against some of those Power 5 schools in the area with that sustained success you've had? And what are still some of the challenges in trying to convince kids that this is the right place to be?
I think the excitement from a recruit's perspective is at all-time high. When you see when you look at our football team, we've been able to show sustained success. Finishing up 23rd in the country. One of the most explosive teams. Offensively and defensively, as well as special teams in the nation. Recruits, there's a sense of excitement when Memphis comes to their home, when we step in their high schools, because they know that this is a program that is on the rise. They know this is a program that is built for playmakers, and at the end of the day, we have a unique message. I don't get caught up with who we're recruiting against or what conference or what logo. At the end of the day, we're looking for the right young men that we feel truly fit our program, and that are looking for something more than just to be a football player, that they want to be a part of a unique family that is all inclusive. And that's probably been the thing that I've been most proud of, is that when you look at the guys that we've been able to attract in our first 2 years, and then even with this signing class, I think taking it to the next level, we are recruiting the complete student athlete. We had 35 freshmen in the last 2 years that were able to come in and play. And so, we're starting to establish a great deal of young talent and depth, but also we have the highest team GPA in school history. So we are, and then young men that represent us the right way there off the field. So it is definitely an exciting time in the recruiting. To say it's become easier, no, because the challenges when you're going against the bigger schools, when you're going against some of the Power 5 conferences, that sometimes the resources and things that are there become a challenge. But at the end of the day, we're getting the right young men that are helping elevate our program.
With what happened, you
UCF, them going undefeated and like not getting a shot at the title. Did that ever come up with any of your recruits that like, Coach, are we going to have that opportunity if we were that team? And also, who's the national champion in your eyes?
Well, I think kids, they want to know that they can go to a program that can be one can be showcased and that they can be showcased. And that's one of the great things with our programs, that we're playing on national TV. I think it was 8 or 9 times this past season. And so when we play the Central Florida in a nationally televised championship game, people all across the country watch that. The Thursday night games, the Houston game, you go through the entire season. I mean, the UCLA game that was shown coast to coast, and those are big time atmospheres, and that's what kids want to be a part of. You look at Central Florida this past year, and really they came almost out of nowhere in preseason expectations, and were able to rise to such a high level because of what they did on the field. I do believe that a program outside of the Power Five can get to a point to compete to be in the playoff, and a lot of it has to do with where you start, and then you've got to take care of every step that's in front of you, building towards that one opportunity. But at the end of the day, all you can do is take care of what you can control. And I think that our conference has shown that it is respected nationwide. It's respected among every other conference, that whether it's Power Five or not, that it's a highly competitive and very talented league.
So you think UCF or Alabama national title?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to. You can control what you can control, and both teams made the most of their opportunities, and so I think we're both very talented football teams.
Mike, a different sense of recruiting. The attrition to your coaching staff obviously shows the success this program has had. How difficult was it to lose quality guys like that, but then also to be able to go out and get guys to kind of fill the shoes that way as well?
Well, I mean, it's anytime that that coaches leave and personnel changes, when seniors graduate, sometimes you hate to see guys that go on with the next step. I hated watching Anthony Miller walk out of the door for the last time, but you're happy and excited for him for what they've been able to do. But what's been great about our program is the resources, the things that have been put in place, that whenever we do have a great player or a great coach that gets an opportunity to go on for their next step, that you're able to replace them with the same quality. And the coaching staff that we've been able to put together is unbelievable. The men that I get to work with each and every day is the joy of my job, and it is, we truly are more than just a staff, or more than just a coach-player relationship. This is a family, and there's times that you challenge each other. There's times that you have to work through adversity and be able to celebrate success together. But that's what makes this place unique. I've been saying for 2 years now, the best thing about this place are the people and who we represent. And that's what we're committed to. We're committed to continuing to grow. We're committed to continuing to push to be the best that we can possibly be. And we know that faces are going to change sometimes. And with Anthony Miller, Riley Ferguson, Christian Johnson, all the great players that are moving on, Jannard Avery, you can go on and on. All the seniors that we have and the coaches that provides a new opportunity. And the opportunity that's in front of us is as good as it's ever been. And so we're excited to go to work and try to continue to build and progress to where we want to go.
A couple of years ago, the fan base was like, "Oh my gosh, how are we going to replace Paxton Lynch?" And now it's, how are we going to replace Riley Ferguson? When you look at this and you bring in a guy that you were very familiar with, highly touted Brady White, what can you, why was you were able to get Riley as a transfer a couple of years ago? What was about Brady's background or whatever that made him the right fit here for you?
I had a lot of familiarity with Brady, and I think with his situation is very unique. He had an opportunity to go to Arizona State, and he was a highly rated recruit when he decided to go there. And then when he got his opportunity, unfortunately had an injury and was not able to come back for that for really a year and a half. And so as he graduated, that's something that I think he evaluated what he wanted that next step to be. And when we had the opportunity to bring him here, it was a no-brainer for me, because I've got a great relationship with him. He's a extremely intelligent young man. great skill set, very talented, out there, on the field. But even more than that, just a wonderful person, a great teammate. And so to bring somebody in that's going to have, potentially 3 years of eligibility left is exciting. But also, you're still continuing to build that competition. Brady knows that he's going to have to earn everything that he ever gets. And at the end of the day, the room that he's coming into is a talented one with David Moore, Brady Davis, Connor Adair, and then also the freshman that we just signed. Brady McBride. I mean, we got a room full of Bradys, but they're all. It's a great group, and we're excited about the competition that we're going to have. And the thing I can assure, just like every year, the best guy is going to have the opportunity to lead this football team.
Does David go into the spring at number 1, or is that a totally wide open?
It's going to be totally wide open. Much like when Riley came, his first year, it was totally wide open because at the end of the day, these guys have to earn it. And just like our coaching staff has to do every day, we got to go out there and earn the trust of the players that we have. The quarterback and every position player has to earn the trust of their teammates. And so we have a lot of work to do before we get out there for spring ball. We got a lot of work to do when we get to summer training and then fall camp. But it's going to be a process, and we're going to evaluate everything that these guys do, much like we've always done, and I've been fortunate to make the right decision throughout my coaching career on the best guy that's going to lead a team.
Have you talked to David, or has he reached out after Brady White, the news came out? Like, did he ever talk to you, or did you talk to him about that competition?
I talk to every player, and at the end of the day, these guys, especially in the quarterback room, they know that if there's one position that's going to have the highest level of competition, it's going to be in that room, because that's something that I've learned over my years, that you better have a quarterback, and a guy that goes out there and consistently puts us in a position to be successful is going to be the guy that plays. But our guys embrace that. It's not, I think so much goes into, I know there's only one quarterback that can play at a time, but this is a football team, and it's a highly competitive sport, and it's one that there's going to be back and forth, and these guys have to have each other's back, just like coaches have to have our players back, players have to have the coaches back, and so they get to do that together. It's one of the greatest experiences I've ever been a part of. I've been in some unique situations. When I was an offensive coordinator at Arizona State, I had Taylor Kelly, who was a 3-year starter, all-conference player. Well, the guy behind him was was Mike Bercovici. He only got to play in 3 games his junior season, but it was 3 of the most remarkable games in school history. And then he had 1 year as a starter where he had a tremendous year. So that relationship that you see guys have and build off each other, it's not always about just the one person. It's about that group. It's about this team, and I think we have a football team that understands that.
How did the situation with Will Orange play out? How did that develop, and how did he end up here at Memphis?
Will's obviously a local product that we're very familiar with, and opportunity. We've been by to see him every chance that we could, and we're excited about his future. And here this last week, he expressed interest in wanting to stay home and represent his hometown, and be able to come in and compete to earn his role for this team. And we're excited about what he's gonna bring. Obviously, anytime you get a young man with his size and athletic ability, we're excited to see his progression.
Coach, talking about some of the local guys, you get some, you don't get some, just kind of how it goes. But for this year, how did you feel that the Memphis Tigers did with recruiting locally?
I think we did great. I think we went out and we were able to build relationships. I thought we were able to identify guys. We had just about every top player, in my mind, on campus, and to showcase what we are and who we are, and how we develop, guys within our program. You look at some of the best players that we've had, on our team that are from the local area, and that's something that speaks for itself. Now, at the end of the day, not all those guys that have been, extremely successful were scholarship guys. Some of them were walk-ons. Some of them had different paths to that success. But at the end of the day, like I said, I can't tell a young man where the best place for them is, and whatever that deciding factor is going to be, that's their choice. But I truly mean that the only players I want within our football program are guys that fit us, and that they understand the role that they're going to have, and are hungry to compete, and want to be a part of a very unique family. And so I think we got the guys that we were supposed to get are here on you're going to be a part of our team, and I can promise you they're going to achieve success, because it is a special opportunity.
Mike, how much of a priority was building the offensive line? I know she had a lot of guys coming in, especially Will, Manny. How much of that was a priority for you guys?
No, it was huge. And, I think when you look at the team, we returned 4 of the 5 starters. And so, we love adding competition for guys to be able to come in and have a chance to compete immediately and impact us immediately. I think Manny's going to be a guy, Isaac Ellis, all of them, Titus, those guys are very, very unique players, because not only do they have great physical tools, but they also, the mental maturity that they have is pretty impressive. And so to add, the 4 or 5 guys up front that that have the skill set to be able to do that. One, that adds great depth. If you look at our team in the past few years, we've had a good group, first unit, some guys that were really impactful there in the second unit, but we're still trying to establish the depth in the trenches that we want. And I think both offensively and defensively. Last year defensively, I thought that was one of the things that I thought was going to be a strength. But then in the first game, you lose 3 defensive guys along the front, and then that tests your depth. And so we really want to make sure that we're getting the trenches established and building that competition.
You were also high on Montre earlier on the radio today. What do you like about just him as a pass rusher, just from what he brings to the table?
Just that unique skill set. And, sacking the quarterback is an art. And, there's nobody in the junior college ranks that's done it better in the past two seasons. He's a first-team All-American. He was the MVP of one of the toughest junior college leagues, in the nation. And, just such an impactful player. He had 14 sacks this past season. I think 11 the year before that. He's a special player. He's got a great first step. We think he's a guy that will be obviously an immediate impact for us. And anytime you can get a guy that can get to the quarterback, it's one you have to take a great look at, and we're glad that it was the right fit with him.
And you mentioned too, this is a little bit different because of the early signing period. How did that affect what you guys were trying to do? Did that affect kind of the excitement of today, maybe? No,
I think today is a very exciting day. It wasn't as stressful today. That was one thing that trying to put together the all 17 to 20 guys that we knew were going to be joining our football team. It was having 14 of them already signed and a part of this team. Today was really more of a celebration, and that's what. You put so much time in recruiting. It's 365 days a year. It's building relationship. It's trying to make sure that that you're able to showcase your program and the players in a way that is attractive to the top level athletes. And then once you find those right guys, just connecting the dots and making sure that they are the right fit. And it's just so much enjoyment that goes into it. And then today is that day of celebration. And so it doesn't. I wouldn't say that it hampers that at all, but it definitely was less stressful not having to collect all those autographs on one day.
Mike, with the excitement that your offense has been able to put together the last couple of years, especially this past year, your defense was forced turnovers and things like that, but how important was it to get, like you said, more of a skill set on that side of the ball to really help you with playmakers on that side of the ball in order to try to help the defense, make some strides from last year?
Yeah, I think when you look back to this last season, we went through the year and I thought we were extremely close. In the first game, we lost 3 of our best players, for the season to injury. Throughout the year, we had 6 starters that you end up going down and missing, majority of it. So, there were some young guys that had to play that were kind of thrust into action, but we've done a great job of the explosive play. I think we're first in the country in the last 2 years in creating takeaways, which is something that's key. It helps that offense. When you look at the more possessions, the turnovers that are created, that's something that is big for us. But I think building that depth and having more guys that are going to be able to get out there and impact and to control the line of scrimmage, that's going to continue to allow us to grow. And so we return a great group, and we think we added some pieces that can really help take that next level step on the defensive side of the ball.
You had the last 2 recruiting classes, obviously, were really, really good. you developed a lot of depth, but when you name some of the seniors that you now lose, how important does spring become? Maybe not so much for job earning, but for guys stepping up and maybe leadership roles that they took a back seat to some of the guys that you. How important is this spring going to be as you head towards summer and fall of this year?
I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be vital. I mean, but it's no different than last year. And at the end of the day, we have more returning starters coming back at this point than what we did, a year ago. And you look at the in the defensive backfield. Last year's signing class, it was essential that we hit. And you think about the T.J. Carter, the Tito Wyndham, the Dre Thomas, guys that were able to come in and be very, very impactful. This year we're able to establish a little bit more depth and guys that can come in and think help contribute. But I want to see those guys. I don't want the same T.J. Carter that we had this year. I want a better and a more improved version. We have the eight returning starters on that side of the ball. Plus, you get Jackson Dillon, you get Jared Gentry that are going to return, to get them back in the flow of what we're doing and to kind of establish that identity for who we're going to be moving forward. Offensively, it's going to be a lot of attention focused on the quarterback. That's going to be a battle that's going to go all the way through to the fall. I know that's going to happen because I want to see that. I want to see the progression in that position and who's going to take control of that. But it's good to know that we got 4 of the 5 offensive linemen that are back. All of our running backs, minus Dorland who graduated, but then adding some explosive players like we have the Antonio Gibson, the elite playmakers that we were able to sign in this class. It's going to be fun to watch.
Alex Baum is a great shirt. What do you think of him, and what do you think his chances coming in here?
Alex is a special player, and he's one that every journey is different, and he's put in a lot of work to be able to have this opportunity. And what a phenomenal young man, very versatile athlete. It's unique when you see a guy that has his size and physicality, but is also somebody that's capable of getting back there and returning punts. Throughout his high school career. I think he's got a chance to do something very unique. He's one that people tend to forget. I think he had majority of the SEC that has recruited him early in his career, but due to his path being a little different, we were able to continue to build that relationship, and he believes in what we're doing here, and he believes in the opportunity that's in front of him. So we're definitely excited about what he can bring to our program.
Cam Wilson, just his unique skills. 6'7", 230, obviously played basketball. Do you see him more as a DN, tight end, or maybe just excited to see what he can bring a little bit?
Well, he's a big athlete, but we're going to start him off on the defensive side of the ball. 6'7", 230 pounds. He is usually when you get a guy that's coming out just to play basketball, sometimes you worry about the physicality. And the one thing that he has established himself is since the very beginning of him playing this game is that he likes to put his pads on people, and that's what I enjoyed about him. He's got a great drive. He's from a great high school down there at Hueytown, and he's fun to watch. But I thought it was interesting. He had a little bit of a setback due to an injury early in the season, and you see the boost that he brought his football team when he got back out on the field was incredible. And so, we know we got a special talent there, and we're excited about what the future holds for him. All right, guys, thanks so much.